Welcome back inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We are so excited to have you back. And Trisha, officially, welcome inside the Crazy Ant Farm. We're super pumped to talk to you too.
You.
Yeah, so this is exciting, right? I mean, it's that time of year. Christmas is everywhere. I decided to wear Christmas bonk today because, it's that season. Yeah. And yeah, so we're pumped because you got a Christmas movie coming out, and everybody loves Christmas movies around this time of year, and so we're super excited to talk about that. And a lot of other stuff that we're really kind of excited to talk to both of you about. For anybody who might not be familiar, everybody, all of our listeners and fans, Leela, they know you. They're like, but many did not know Mom's also an actress, and Mom is in the industry too, and how that all kind of got started. So let's start there, Trisha. How did you get into the industry? Was it something you had always wanted to do, or did you kind of fall into it, or how did you get started?
Well, I did a lot of theater and drama in high school, and then I just kind of put it to the side and went to pharmacy school. So I'm actually a pharmacist. But, probably about 4 years ago, that when the industry was really just blowing up in Atlanta, I just started doing, just background extras work. I did that for about 6 months. And I was like, this is a lot of fun. I really miss doing stuff like this. And so then I just got some headshots and I got an agent, and then I just went from there. So I've been doing it for about 4 years.
Wow. Okay. So then I guess my next question would be, did that kind of lead into you, Leela, going, oh, look at what Mom's doing. This looks kind of fun, kind of a thing. Or did you kind of want to do it before Mom was doing it? Or talk about that a little bit.
Well, so as she said, she was doing background and extra work to start before she started doing actual acting. And she was she would show us pictures and she would get really excited about all of the background work and stuff. I remember whenever she first started doing background work, she would pull up the episode or whatever she was on, and she would pause it. She'd be like, that's me. And it was really exciting, and she had all these cool pictures, and I was like, oh, I want to do background work too. So I started doing background work first as well because she did background work, and so I was like, oh, I want to do background work too. And I think the moment I was like, I want to try acting was we were background for Spider-Man Homecoming, and Tom Holland was on set that day, and just watching them doing their acting, it looked so fun, and it was it looks like something that I was I feel like I could do that.
Yeah.
I think that's something I want to try and do. So, yeah, same with me. We got me headshots, and we looked up the best agencies, and we submitted them, and I didn't really think I would get signed because I didn't have any really experience or anything, but out of our top choices, one of them offered me a contract after there was an auditioning process to get into the agency, but they offered me a contract, and yeah, I've just been doing it since then.
Yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Now, for all of our listeners who might not be familiar, can you tell us who Tom Holland is? No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, that guy. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
Every interview he's done, I think I actually mentioned Tom Holland in our last interview.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally.
I think you did.
I think you might have just a little crush on there. Zendaya, look out. I'm just saying,
I think that's so special, though. What you guys are both doing together, you guys can kind of learn from each other and just watch each other grow and talk about it. It's definitely probably a really cool bonding experience, right? To be able to go through this whole process and, just be in it together. Because, we talk about all the time, a lot of actors kind of get isolated and they start feeling alone unless they find their niche group of other actors, but to have somebody who's actually a family member that's kind of going through it with you together, I'm
we
sure.
film all of each other's auditions. We're always each other's readers,
and we encourage each other, and if she's down about something, I'll talk to her about it, and I can get down about stuff too, and she'll be like, oh, Mom, it's fine. So, it's a big sport.
See, and that's great, because one of the things that we've been highlighting this year with our guests and on the show and everything is mental health, right? And this industry is clearly built on, we like to call it selection, not rejection, but it is an industry that is built on you don't always get selected, and that can be tough sometimes. So your support system, right, has a lot to do with how you handle it mentally and your mental health aspect of the whole game. So for you guys to be able to be there for each other other and kind of like that. That's a really special thing that I feel like some people don't have. So that's amazing. And so talk about that for a little bit with the mental health aspect of it. Do you guys find it challenging when you don't get selected? And how do you deal with that process? Because we talk about it all the time. 90% of it is auditioning, 10%'s working. Yeah. The job is auditioning. That's the job. So how do you guys deal with that when you don't get selected?
Well, I remember there was this one project that I got to a screen test and a chemistry read. So it was like me and one other person. It was for like a series lead, regular, like,
it was big.
Yeah, I was going to move to like New Orleans or something like that, I think, for filming.
It was New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Yeah, big difference. Geography.
But yeah, and they went ahead and like showed me the contract and everything. Like they went ahead and had me sign it as if I had like booked it.
Yeah, 'cause she was down to the final two.
Yeah, it was like one other person.
But it was
like,
big.
Yeah, and like it was like I was like already kind of like thinking that my life was gonna be so different, all this stuff. And then I didn't end up getting it. Like the other person got it, and it was really hard for me.
It was like devastating.
It was really hard for me because I was really excited and like I felt like my entire life was about to change and all of this stuff. And like this is my dream, obviously. So I was like, oh my gosh, like it's finally happening. I'm so excited. And then it was just like, oh, never mind.
But now she'd only been acting for 3 years total when she got this opportunity. Yeah. So this was like rare, because I've talked to actors who've been doing it for 20 years and then they finally get that far to getting the series regular, so I mean it was amazing that she even went that far.
That's what she kept telling me too, and that's kind of like I guess what really helped, like with like the mental health thing, like you guys said, like she helped me a lot, but like it's just hard also whenever you talk about it with people who don't do acting, because they don't understand. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I got to a screen test in the chemistry, and they're like, oh, but so you didn't get it though?
Right, exactly.
I'm like, no.
Thousands of people that competed.
Exactly.
I'm like, oh no, like I didn't get it, unfortunately. And they're like, oh, that's unfortunate. And then I was like, yeah, and I'm like, no, like you don't understand. But like she understood, and like she was basically like really I feel like the best way to get over those kinds of things is just take every like loss as like a win still, because if you get to a screen test or you get to a chemistry read, like it's like, wow, you still got to be seen by these huge producers, and you still like they liked you enough to get to that point.
Yes.
And they liked you. There was maybe just one little thing that the other person had that you didn't, but they still liked you, and you still got to like get that exposure. And even if like you get to just like do like a callback, like that still means that they liked you. Like that's still a win, even though you might not book the actual project, like all of those little steps are wins. And like you kind of just have to tell yourself that, and that's like really the only thing that makes it kind of like, okay, like this is still a good thing.
Well, a couple of things out of there that I think are really important that you highlighted, and I think it's really good, because the one about how you take it as a win anyway, right? And you look at it that way, because and when you said like people outside of the industry, they oh, so you didn't get it. Well, I think society in general has been so conditioned that we always look for the negative instead of the positive, right? We always like when you get that report card and it's all A's and a C. Well, what's wrong with the C? Why'd you get that C? Instead of congratulating all the A's, right? And that's where we are. So to have that flip and go, this is still a win. I got in front of these people. These people saw me. They liked me. This is a good thing. And not focus on the, I didn't get it. I think that's a great approach. And I think that's really important for all the up-and-comers out there that are trying to get into the industry to pay attention to that, because I think that's definitely the approach. And the other side of it is we've had numerous guests on our show tell us their success stories about something very similar to that, where they get all the way to a spot, they don't end up getting it. And then a year later, 2 years later, they're called back by those same people and they're offered a role. And they said, listen, we loved you. We wanted you. This just wasn't the right role. But we put you in the drawer and we said, when that role comes, this is the person we're calling, because that. Yeah. And so it's very important to make that impression and know that it is a win and that you did get it, because I feel like they will call. They're just like, that wasn't it, but this one is. And so all of that is really good for the up-and-comers. I'm glad you guys shared that, because it's so important.
Yeah, I love your perspective, too, and your positivity, because I think we need to call you next time.
We got you guys. You know that.
No, I love you.
Yeah, that was like a little pep talk.
Right. I was like, okay, so last week when I didn't get this, I'm just going to call you.
Right. Well, something that was really eye-opening to us. We had another guest on the show. His name was Tony Winters, and he was comparing it kind of like to cars. You're a certain type of vehicle, and maybe, the casting directors, they are car buyers, and they're going onto a lot looking for a particular type of car. They're looking for gas mileage, or are they looking for like a luxury vehicle, or all these different things. And maybe you are a Volkswagen, and just that day, that casting director was looking for like a Bentley or something like that. There's nothing wrong with that Volkswagen. That's a very reliable car. But I mean, just that day they were looking for something a little bit different. So it's just that different type of mind frame.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. It's just you said, what did Tony say? I'm still a fine car.
Yeah,
I am a fine vehicle. He just didn't want that vehicle that day. That's so good. It's part of the. I think positivity is a huge thing in this industry because you have to have thick skin and you have to understand that the majority of the time you aren't going to book it, and that's okay. We've had people tell us, if you break up the amount of money that you make on the roles that you do book, and you divide that by all of the things that you auditioned for, that's how much you're actually making per job. And if you look at it that way, you're like, I'm doing pretty good. I'm making about this much every audition, and I'm doing pretty good. There are always ways to look at it that make it more positive than, oh, I didn't get this. I didn't get this. I didn't get this. So, that's fantastic. We gotta kind of dive in here because it's that time of year, as everybody can see. Christmas. Woo! We are so excited to talk to you about this film. It's Christmas Again, and what a great title, right? It's Christmas Again. It is. It's Christmas Again. Yeah, that's a perfect name, right? It's a musical, and I think, isn't it nice, you guys, that musicals are kind of making this resurgence now and everything? Thank you, Hugh Jackman and The Greatest Showman. I feel like Hugh just kicked it.
That's actually totally the vibe that I get from the movie. Like, whenever my friends ask me about it and I tell them it's a musical, I'm like, yeah, it kind of reminds me of to me, it's kind of like a Greatest Showman, like High School Musical, but make it Christmas. Yeah. I feel like that's like kind of the vibe of the movie. Yeah,
for sure. And what we really like about it and what we want you guys to talk so fully about it is that, like, Christmas is one of those times where, everybody comes together. Everybody seems to be in a good mood. Everybody is kind of just like, no matter what's going on in the world, it's that time of season. And we kind of and I think it's always nice. I think that's why the Christmas movies resonate so well with people, right? It's because it is a type movie that you can sit down and watch with the family, and it's a feel-good movie, and it brings everybody together. And I think this movie, from what we've seen so far, does a really good job of reminding people that that's what the season is about, right? It is to help people and make people happy and to feel good. And that's what everybody wants, right? And it's the perfect kind of a way to do it if you can sit around and have the conversation and watch this movie, right? So talk about, is that what led you guys to wanting to audition for it? Or was it brought to you guys and you read it and said, oh, this is kind of interesting? Or talk about that whole process.
I mean, yeah, I thought that the story, the second that I read the whole script, I thought it was, especially the ending, which I will not say. But good job. I read the whole
You're not a Tom Holland, are you?
There's that guy again. Wait a minute.
Right, exactly.
But yeah, I read the whole script and I really just loved the story. I thought it was a very unique story. Of course, it does kind of take ideas from some other Christmas movies, but it kind of is like a redid version of them, and it's a very unique version of it. And I think that it just has a really good, genuine message to it, I think. Mm-hmm. And I think that the ending was just it's just a really cool ending. It's one of those endings where it's kind of dang.
Well, it was funny because we both read it separately, not together. So she read it and then I read it, and then we both met up.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh! That was so good. And we both had the exact same response, even though we didn't read it together. We were both like, that was so good.
Yeah. We had to read it separate because I'm a slow reader, so.
And I would probably pause a lot and start talking to you. So.
Yeah, it took me
we don't read well together.
Oh,
you're studying it more than me.
That's so funny. I'm the exact same way. He'll be reading something, be like, "Did you get to this part?" I'm like, "No, I have not gotten to that part. Don't say anything about it."
You should see our whole writing process. It's crazy too.
Whenever we were reading it, she would say to me, she'd be like, "Oh my gosh, did you see the part about blah blah blah?" And I'm like, "No, I haven't gone there yet."
That's what we had to say. Yeah.
So did you guys get it separately from agents? I mean, were you guys both approached, or did you go after this film? Like you knew about it and you wanted.
Yeah, so we went after it, and I had to do an audition, and then I had to do a callback, and then they told me that I had gotten the role, and then the actress that was actually originally supposed to play my mom couldn't do it like last minute. I think she had like a different film.
They didn't really tell us.
Yeah, I think she just had some other kind of like time thingy she had to do, and the director Sandra Martin. Like I told her about how she was an actress, and she was like, "Oh, well, do you think that your mom would be like good playing your mom?" And I was like,
I think so.
She's my mom.
Well, you know,
just in case. She did make me audition.
Yeah, I was like, she's my mom. She'd be great at playing my mom. And so she sent her like an audition to do. And we told her like, we were like, if you don't think that she fits the part, like you don't feel like you need to book her because my mom, like, we won't be a fit. I'm not gonna leave the project. You know, like, put her on.
Yeah, it's either my mom or nothing.
but yeah, she sent in her audition, and I think my mom's an amazing actress, so of course she got it. And filming was really really fun. Like we had I think 3 scenes together.
Yeah,
3 scenes together. And for our last 2 scenes, obviously, like, we were put up in hotel rooms because, we don't live in Tennessee.
Yeah,
right.
we don't live in Franklin.
Right.
Yeah, so.
But we would be in our hotel room, and I think it was, like, at, like, midnight because we would wrap pretty late. And me and her just, like, sat in our beds and went over the scenes. And it was really nice because we got to kind of, like, tell each other, like, hey, like, that sounded really good, but, like, maybe try it this way. And we would try it that way. And we'd be like, yeah, I like that better. That sounds more natural. And yeah, we were able to just kind of like collaborate.
Yeah, and we bonded that way too.
Yeah.
Like how we were like we were able to discover each other's, how we did things and how we should adjust.
Yeah, we were like able to collaborate and like figure out how to make the scene the most natural. Because I will say something that is kind of hard to explain, but like I guess like anyone else who maybe does scenes with their family can kind of understand this. It's hard to explain, but like obviously like we have real chemistry in real life because she's my real mom.
Yeah, right.
And, I don't know why, but for some reason on screen sometimes like you have to actually put an effort to make it like I don't know, like you have to put an effort to like make it sound natural on screen, which we were able to do. That's when we had to collaborate and like figure out how to make it work. But like because she's my real mom, it's like something that we actually have to put more work into because whenever you have like a casted mom, your relationship starts as an on-screen relationship. So like that's how you kind of like form the way you guys relate to each other. But our relationship is a real relationship. So like, it's kind of like
yeah, because sorry.
No, you're good.
Oh no, you're good.
You're good.
yeah. So because like we already had a relationship and we were trying to do the scene like Abby, the character, and her mom versus Leela and her mom.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we did have to adjust some.
So did that leak in a little bit as in the like if you guys are like doing the dialogue and one of you would say no, you wouldn't never say that like that. I mean did that like so you had to kind of adjust and go well okay you're right. Yeah, Leela wouldn't say that but Abby would, right? Like so
exactly that's how we had to adjust because like we'd be reading the lines as if it was Leela and Trisha and we're like oh no we're Abby and Abby's mom. Like, Yeah. So we were like, we have to like change this a little bit because we can't do it how we would really do it.
Yeah. That's really interesting though. And I mean, you don't even think about those type challenges when you're working together like that, right? When it's 2 strangers, you just jump right in and go, okay, here's these characters and we do it. So yeah, that's I love that. That's a really interesting take, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I love the whole musical aspect because I grew up in the theater. I grew up doing musicals and all of these different things. So to actually have it be a part of the story and such a big part of the story, I think is very important. Now, was it all original music for the film?
Yeah, all of it was original music, and they had like award-winning artists that like wrote all the music. They spent a lot of time on the music, and it's really the soundtrack is actually already out.
So good too. I listen to it every day.
Yeah. Well,
I do.
anybody who's seen the trailer or any of the clips, on the web, it is a catchy tune.
It
you
is.
do find yourself singing it, right? Like it's one of those things.
We play it in the car and we're like singing it.
Yeah, we do play it in the car because the soundtrack is already out, so we'll actually just like listen to it for fun because we genuinely enjoy the song.
For sure. So I have to ask. I mean, because we don't see it in the trailer or anything, but do you guys sing? Do you have songs? Do you guys belt it out?
My character does have a song, but I am not a singer.
Oh, okay.
I am not a singer. So they did have someone dub it for me, and then there is a scene where I do sing with my real voice, but it's kind of like a talking singing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's no music in the background whenever I'm singing, and it's like me singing, but like halfway, and then there's an actual like song that is not me, but we pretend it is.
So you're telling us you could totally win a lip syncing contest, though, like nailed, right?
That's what it is.
That's fantastic. But I'm guessing it's really you dancing, the choreography and like all the kind of
it is with
So
dance.
you can
That
dance,
was
can't sing, can dance. That we're just trying to clear.
But you had a dancing double. Like, okay, cut.
Sorry, this scene is just like my head is just cut off.
Yeah, one of those dancing elf things or whatever. Yeah, no, that would be hilarious.
That's so great. Where was this film shot at?
So we filmed about a month of it in Franklin, Tennessee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then we filmed about 2 weeks in Lawson, Texas. And we filmed in the Capernaum Studios.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys have seen the show The Chosen, but they filmed season 1 of that show there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was a very cool set. It's basically like a Bethlehem set, and it's like just like very old time, like very, very
Yeah. No.
Like very, very old time.
We're not talking just a few hundred. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like going back in time. It was very cool, and they had like real animals all over the set.
Yeah.
Like, it was very cool.
Yeah, and so those type experiences are so awesome because people outside of the industry, they have no idea animal handlers and wranglers and like all these different things that you have to have on set when there's kids, when there's animals, when there's like it's amazing to be involved in those type projects, because you don't get to do it every day, and it's so fun to see all that and how it's coordinated. Mm-hmm. I want to talk because you said it does take from other kind of things, but it's very original in its own sense and everything. And you talked about it. So there's kind of like a Christmas Carol, right? In the sense that it goes backwards and then it comes forward. But when it comes forward, it's not what it was. It's different. And they've got to kind of talk about that aspect of it and how fun that was to come to go back. You just said in Bethlehem and that old kind of, you get to do the old feel and then come back to a reality that isn't the reality that you left from. How was that? That's got to be pretty cool.
It was really cool. I think it was very interesting too, because even though I was like playing one character, it was really 3 different characters because my character is a different version of herself in each timeline. So she's Abby and then Abigail when they go back in time, because that sounds more proper.
Of course.
And then she's Abby again, but she's a different version of Abby. So yeah, that was definitely very cool to like be the same character but be different versions of the character. Yeah, I think it was cool to see like the way that all of the different timelines like affected the lead character by the end of the film too.
We should mention him.
That guy.
You're a co-star there, he does a phenomenal job. So how was the chemistry there? We know you had to work on it a bit with Mom. Like, how is the chemistry with the on-screen boyfriend? Was that easy to kind of adapt in? Because he looks like he was having a great time on the film as well, and was kind of like I love the little clip that we watched when he's like, I just kind of wasn't into Christmas music and everything, but then again, and then just became huge into it and everything. So talk about him. Tell us his name. Tell everybody, and talk about that relationship and what that was kind of like on set.
Okay, yeah. So his name is Lawson Tulianos. I know. It's a cool last name.
That is a cool name. Okay, sir.
But yeah, he is from Tennessee.
Memphis,
Tennessee, yeah. And we met and like we clicked like really, really fast. And the on-screen chemistry was also super easy. he was a great actor to work with. He's an amazing actor. He's very talented. He's a great singer, great actor. And yeah, like it was just really easy, I would say. Like I would say the second we got on screen, it was just like, I don't know, it was just easy.
Yeah, and they became really good friends.
Yeah,
like even on the days off, like his mom and me and all four of us, we would just go do stuff on our days off.
That's awesome.
And
Yeah.
hang out. You know, you'd think we'd be tired of each other, but we all hung out.
Yeah,
on
we
our
would
days
just
off.
walk around downtown Franklin and go to little cute
Sightseeing,
stores.
yeah.
Yeah, we definitely became really close because also we would be together like all day long for like at least 8 hours, maybe
More like 12.
More like 12. Yeah. We would wake up, we would get breakfast, we would be on set together all day, and then once we wrapped, we'd go back to the hotel, and then we would learn our lines for the next day. So we were either together eating, filming, or rehearsing, or learning our lines. 24/7 pretty
Yeah,
much.
and so then when you did have a day off, you guys were still hanging out.
Yeah.
It was just social. Like
Yeah. So we definitely became like best friends for sure. And I think I honestly like know a lot about him, I would say.
Yeah, so if you
learned
guys
a lot
took
about
like
him.
a co-star quiz.
Yeah,
like
we
best
took a
friend
little
quiz.
best friend co-star quiz. I
She
think I
had it.
aced it.
Yeah.
How did he do with you? Did he ace you?
I don't know. I think you would remember stuff
he
about
would.
him.
I think he would.
He's brilliant. He's really smart.
But yeah, it was definitely like a very like yeah, we definitely became very best friend vibes. You know, it was very fun.
Well, this is sad. It sounds like you don't like this guy at all.
Yeah, right.
I guess when you spend that much time together, there's only two conclusions. You either end up hating the person or you love the person. There's no in between, right? Like, so thankfully it worked out the good way.
Yes, for sure.
So is this your guys' first time working together?
It's our
6th or 7th time.
yeah. We've
Nice.
actually worked
Yeah.
together.
Oh.
Yeah, we've done like videos together playing mother-daughter. We've done a commercial playing mother-daughter.
Mhm. I would say this is the biggest.
Oh yeah,
project
for
we've done
sure.
together, though.
Yes. This was the longest because we had so many scenes together. And this being a feature film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there any good embarrassing moments between mom and daughter that you guys had on set? Something you could laugh about now?
That is a good question.
There has to be an embarrassing moment, right? There has to be. Come on.
I can think of one, but it wasn't with us.
Yeah, we didn't have anything fun like that to make
I
fun
don't
of
know
each
we
other
did.
for. Oh man,
There was one scene with Lawson. Whenever we were like in the Bethlehem scenes, and they had like like I said, there were real animals there.
Oh yeah.
So there was this one scene, which this is in the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. but he was laying on the ground in one scene, and I was sitting over him, and there was like sheep, like real sheep around him, and one of the sheep started like peeing.
Oh goodness.
Right next to his head, it started like peeing, and it was just like slowly running towards him, and like the scene was still going. So he was like, "What do I do? Like, I don't know what else to do." But he finally just sat up and he was like, "Nope,
No, I can't do it.
Cut! Those damn animal actors, you can't do it. They're so unreliable. You don't know what's going to happen.
Like yeah, so he almost got peed on by a sheep. But
Yeah, no, that's a story to tell. Like, for sure.
Oh my
I think
goodness.
that's the most embarrassing thing that happened.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't think of anything else other than that.
That's awesome. Well, listen, thank you so much, both of you, for coming on the show and getting a little crazy with us once again and for the first time. We're super absolutely happy and thrilled to have you guys as connections and to bring you back on the show. You guys know it's all about social media now, so where can people follow you?
Oh, my Instagram is Leela Owen, and my TikTok is Leela Owen with an extra N.
Oh, extra.
Extra in.
And Trisha, where are you on social media?
My Instagram is just Trisha Owen.
Okay.
Right.
No, you don't give them your Facebook?
Oh, it's. I mean, if people get on Facebook, I don't know. Does anybody do Facebook?
Yeah. I mean, I don't. I guess they still do, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. So you're on Facebook also. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
No, there's.
Facebook, Trisha Owen.
There you go. And we should tell everybody. Look, our animal made an appearance now.
Yeah.
Peanut, hi. This is Peanut.
Yeah.
He's like, were you guys talking animals? I'm a star.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
He loves to ham it up. You can't tell he's in a family with entertainers, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we should tell everybody this is like a big Fathom event, right? It's getting a theatrical release, one night only. That's tomorrow night. Are you guys going to the big theatrical? Like, are you going to be in the theater watching it?
We're going to be in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yep,
actually.
we're going back to where we filmed.
Yeah, that's
nice.
where we filmed it. So all of the cast and the crew is all going to the same theater. November 29th.
Yes.
It's a 500-seat theater, and it's sold out. So
Nice.
Fantastic. Well, we are definitely going to go see it because, you know, we love you guys and we are definitely supporting you guys. And we are going to tell everybody to go see it because who doesn't want to see a Christmas movie?
Exactly.
And a musical. I mean, come on. It feels good. Feels good.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, so listen, open invite always. You know, you guys are the absolute best. And anytime you guys want to come on the show, you just holler and we will bring you on. And, you know, it's our sincerest hope, seriously, still, that we get to work with you both pretty soon.
Yes.
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 We
Yes.
want you guys in a project. We're gonna make that happen somehow.
Yes, I love that.
Well, fantastic. And thank you guys. You know, you're wonderful on social media with all the support that you give back and just like you guys are amazing too. And we can't do what we do without you guys and people like you. So we appreciate you guys too. Listen, have an amazing holiday season if we don't talk to you prior and just and best of luck. You just keep everything going. You guys are killing it and you guys are just doing awesome and the sky's the limit for you guys, seriously. And just continued success.
Thank you for having me back on.
Yeah, of course. Our fans were getting a little upset. They're like, when is she coming back on? Like, you know. By the way, you rocked the shirt too. We sold just a ton of T-shirts after you said the fan. Yeah, no, you Yes. All right. Well, listen, we're gonna let you guys go, and you have a fantastic night, and we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Thank you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Take care.
Man, oh man, they are absolutely hilarious. And what an experience to just go through it with your mom.
Yeah, I mean and they're so adorable together. You can see just the genuine affection. The mom, Trisha always touching her and just kind of reassuring. I mean, I love that relationship that they have, and that's got to be something really special to share.
Oh, for sure.
You know?
And I mean, just while Leela is talking, Trisha's just looking at her, just watching, look at my daughter go. It's like one of those moments. I feel like it's very special and definitely something that I feel like a lot of, adults and children could aspire to be, because I feel like that could be something to help each other grow together and as individuals.
Well, yeah, and the built-in support system to be able to, I love that they read together and that they help each other rehearse and do all the kind of stuff. That's invaluable for anybody trying to get into the industry. I mean, so many times we hear the opposite, where the family is not supportive and not wanting to get a real job kind of a thing. So to have somebody in your family in the industry, in the game with you, I mean, it can't get any better than that.
For sure, for sure. Thank you again, Trisha and Leela, for coming on the show.